We have our final guest of the show today as we are getting ready for the school board election and other things that are coming up on November 2nd. And we've taken the Fridays here for the last few weeks. Seliah has brought in some folks to that are running for office, Republicans that are running for office, and we appreciate you doing that. And everybody's wearing the right color today for the football game.
Yes,
yeah,
of
so
course.
it's a big one tonight,
That's
isn't
what I
it?
said about Fridays. I don't have to try. Oh my gosh, it's just here it is. It's orange. Put it on. Makes it easy for everybody.
So that's good. Are you starting to gather up yard signs for some of the candidates that are running for the office for school board?
Some
stuff?
have put them out and some haven't.
Okay.
I see quite a few around in certain areas, but I don't go out of town anywhere, so I don't know about Mr. Conklin over here if
I
he's
have
got
tons
any out
of
or
them out
not.
there. They're good to get your rifles ready for deer hunting.
That's great. Well, I didn't know if you had any of
That's a
them at
thought.
the Republican headquarters for folks.
No, I've asked for people to bring me some, but nobody has.
Oh, okay.
So I don't. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people know even what district they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when they go vote, they'll see a name on there and they'll know whether to vote or not for them.
Because sometimes people put a sign in their yard, may not be the district that they're
Right.
in. They're just showing their support for a
Right,
particular
that
candidate.
candidate.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, check your and you can go to I think it's votenm.org, which goes to the Secretary of State site, and then you put in like your name and your birth date. Is there any other info that you put in?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
to
And
tell
then
you
it
the
will, your sample ballot will come up
yeah.
on the screen, and so
Yeah.
then you'll know which district you're in. And
There's also some. There's 3 different maps on the website for the districts, and so you can see where you live and what district you're in. Because not
Sure.
every district is running this time,
That's right. That's
so
right.
it makes a difference.
3 of the 5. So who did you bring with you today?
I brought David Conklin.
Well, hi, David.
Hello, Gene. I appreciate Seliah for what she's doing, and I appreciate you for the opportunity to come down here and speak on my behalf.
No, that's great. You've been on the school board for how many years
Since
now?
15.
Since 15. Okay, so does this be your 3rd term? If
It's one I got put on by,
you were appointed.
I was appointed, and the other one I run uncontested. So,
Okay.
and here I am back.
Here you are back. Well, let's find out a little bit about you for those that don't know, because any bulldog event that you go to that you smell stuff cooking, you're usually
Yeah.
there. So, are you from Artesia, David?
I'm from Artesia. I was born by one of the best men I know out there, Dr. Taylor, down the street here in 62. And we live way out at West Cottonwood, and we grew up out there, and I started school 3 years in Cottonwood School, and then they moved us heathens to town. And I started at Hermosa, where my daughter's teaching right at the moment, and they're having their fun. We had Halloween trick-or-treat down the halls, and today they had fun run. It sounds like they trying to make their money for their stuff they do around the school. But went to school at Hermosa and went through Park. My teen years, most important part of my life, probably I accepted Christ then. And I've been falling short ever since, but he's still there with me.
And you're still trying.
And still trying
Yeah.
every day. But went through high school here. I was in most all sports. I was a football player with Mike Phipps, one of my heroes to this day, and just a great school system. And I was going off to college, but I started working when I was about 11 with some great parents and great brothers. And back in the days when you was 11 or 12, it's time to, work sometimes.
That's right. That's right.
And we did that. And when I got out of high school, I thought, well, farming's what I want to do. And I met the love of my life for 40 years. I've been married, so that was a God-sent thing to me for sure. But I tried oil field for about a year and got out of that pretty quick. And then about 20 years into farming, I tried dairying for 2 or 3 years. A great thing to take care of cattle was kind of where my heart is sometimes. But I got back into the family farm again, and we're still going today there. But I've got the 3 grandkids in the school system, which I don't know. I hear people say, you know, you need a kid in the race. I think you fight a little more for your grandkids than you do. If you could bypass your kids and go to your grandkids, I mean, I hate saying that because I know my kids are listening, but God's gifted me with a wonderful family. I have 2 boys in Lubbock, which is fine, but I wish they were here, but they're great kids over there. But I got a daughter that teaches at Hermosa, and my middle child, she's a stay-at-home mom, and then my youngest is over in Lubbock. Doing great.
And you mentioned you have the grandkids that are in the school.
Oh, yes. So. I got a 9th grader. I've been in quarterback club for 30 years or something. And I had 3. You know, I had 3 daughters. But I thought, I got a 9th grader about 6'3", 190, and I glow when he's around. He loves quarterbacks. He loves to tackle quarterbacks, and just a joy in my life. All my grandkids, they're so much fun.
So pretty much your whole life, even after you graduated, you've been involved in some form or fashion with kids in the schools around here.
Well, if you been around the church and teaching kids for so many years, Sunday school classes, and I had an Easter egg hunt with Johnny Gray and the Pearsons, and once they got out of it, I jumped in and took it over, and that was like for 30 years I've done it. And to have 200 kids and families coming together and Easter egg hunting every year. And just that type of stuff is my spiritual gift. It's a servant's heart. And when you do that, and Seliah's been in with me in a lot of things, people draw to you that are common. And I've had wonderful people help me, and I've helped wonderful people, but it's what the community is. I mean, you got to come together and keep going.
Sure.
And we got the most wonderful community out there.
Yeah. What the cooking aspect of things, how did that get started? Because I think I first met you like at a softball.
Gene, I tell you what, I lost a good friend of mine, a Democrat friend. We argued a lot, Rolando Chavarria. One year we stopped and wrote down what we did that whole year. We were at 7,500 hamburgers, and I can't remember, the steaks were almost in 1,000, and the briskets were over 100. I had it wrote down somewhere, and I lost him, a good friend.
Yep.
But never paid, never got $1 for it. But man, the different people in this town, which I'm not going to say any names, but I've never paid for it. I mean, I paid a lot in my life, but this town, if you want to feed a kid, do it.
Yeah.
I get a check. And I love this community because that's where I serve, and that's where I can do a difference. The last 2 or 3 weeks, and next week doing the swimming one, I don't have a swimmer in the game, but I'll cook for them kids. Asked me, I said, yeah. The band asked me, and I couldn't because I was cooking 200 steaks for the football boys over here. It's where I'm comfortable with, and these kids are God's gift to us, so, we got to take care of them.
So when you got the opportunity to get appointed to the school board, did you have to think twice about that, or when?
Oh, absolutely, because I'm not the type of person I do great around the school board, except when I have school board meeting, I have to go into that and get locked in. But Mike Phipps come to me and said, you're a light fixture around this district. You need to get in there. In the first round, I got beat out, but it's kind of a board decision, and I understood it because it takes a team. I mean, just like right now, we have a state guy and a pharmacy guy and a lawyer guy, and Sherry's so much experience in school, and then the Winkley is me. Yeah. But
I don't know if I'd
works.
say that out loud,
No, it's fine. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I bring to the table, but I love kids.
Yeah.
And our teachers in this district they're tired. Before they ever teach a kid, they're tired of all this junk coming from Santa Fe. And our administrators, we got, like, I hate to say names, but like Jennifer Humble up at high school, or Debbie, or I don't want to really say names, but just like the homecoming, they think out of the box on all this junk that the governor's sending us, and they have homecoming at the Morse Field, which is a beautiful, beautiful historic landmark. And the lady over at Park, the faculty over at Park, I'll say the whole bunch, they moved over to the Brainerd and did it. I mean, we have teachers in this that are just the best there is. And we have the best kids there is. And it's just so fun to see what John Ross and all of them's put together. We've had good ever since I was young, but we've only had like 4 superintendents in the last 60 years, I know.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that, because it works. And I like to be a part of that. If I'm not on the school board, I'm going to be a part of it either way. They're not going to cut my arm off.
Yeah.
Because I love kids.
Well, I know there's been some things that people have been really fired up about that has affected things this year, and it has to do with COVID and the public education department and the mandates, and then of course the potential for this critical race theory things that are coming in. And I've kind of observed this is one of those few cases where everybody's on the same side of the argument. The people that are the parents that are rightly concerned, as well as the school board member. As a school board member, have you been working with the rest of the school board members to address these issues that the parents are concerned about?
It's funny. I'll attack the first one is being on the school board. I started before all this stuff come, and we didn't have these problems. But once the governor got on there, freedom started going away very quickly. And the mask deal was one of the first ones, and we have so many. I mean, John Ross has got a bunch that want to wear a mask and a bunch that don't wear a mask, and he's wrong either way. But we tried in this community, we needed to get kids back to school. I mean, we had to get them. One of mine, she even to this day, she's scarred because she was in her room for a year doing schoolwork, and she needed the people. And it's just tough. And there's kids all across the district in the world that's doing that right now because they can't get it back. But going past the mask, we kind of got through that, and kids are in school. It's not pretty. We've had 4 or 5 parents ask for, reason not to wear a mask, and out of 3,800 kids, though. And, that tells me John Ross is doing right. He's not making, that's a small percentage. But they're very important, too. And I'm kin to kind of 2 or 3 of them. But it's this critical race deal. We can't let it touch our books. And I know our teachers will go around it in teaching, but we got to keep it from even coming in. And I don't know how we're going to do that. We can't do many things for quorum purposes but like Jeff on the board, he got probably 40 or 50 districts, but 35 around there signed in give us extension, because we don't have time to do a good job on it. The teachers already got their hand, so we tried to get a year extension. And at the same time, we were meeting with the Secretary of Ed in Hobbs and going through their trade school, which is a wonderful thing. And he jumped on board with us, and he said, but I have my bosses. Yeah. He's a puppet. Yeah. But still, we're going to try to use him because he's better than the last. And, I mean,
but these are the things that we're trying to do. I mean, there isn't anybody that I'm aware of that's on the school board now that's in favor of some of these
not at all. Not at all. And we're the district that's leading the charge on this extension. And they said no, but we're going to keep fighting it. You're not going to, I hate to say, you're not going to win a fight against her up there. I don't care who comes in there and says she's got, it's going to have to be a godly thing, or a moderate Democrat, or a good Republican, somebody that loves kids and loves small businesses and loves the oil and loves New Mexico. We got to get them up there as soon as possible.
Sure.
And then we'll jump over into the getting shots and stuff. On all this stuff, I believe it's 100% the parents' decision on all of it. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, you can get a baby can be born and have 100 shots before they leave high school. It's mandated, a bunch of it. Or you can get a you can get a doctor to write on, or spiritual, how do you say that?
Religious exemption. Yeah.
Exemption, and that's a direction where we may have to go, because I haven't had a shot. I've had COVID and I've got over it, and it should be a personal belief in what you want to do, a choice, but we have to keep fighting this fight against Santa Fe, because Satan's got a hold to that place. And for some reason, and prayer may be the best way. I know it's the best way, but we got to get her out of the house.
Sure. We've got just a couple minutes left in the segment, David. For those people that are thinking about, first of all, they're realizing, oh, there's a school board election.
Yeah.
And then they're going to walk in and see names on the ballot. Just tell us again why you want to be on the school board for another term, what you would like to do as a member, continue to do as a member of the Artesia School Board.
Well, Gene, it's my opponent asked me that. I mean, what I was about.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm about is what I've been about for 40 years. Just follow me any day. I mean, 5 or 6 days a week, I'm doing something for kids that have nothing to do with me. I love kids. And I want the kids and this community to be just kids, just enjoy life and get along, and not this critical race that separates. Kids need to join together and grow together and be good kids. If you can vote for my opponent, I'm not going out for votes. I vote for him, but you got to get out and vote. Our freedoms are getting taken away. You can go vote for him. If he beats me, so be it. But go vote. You got to. Because we're, even in the farming industry, and I imagine the oil field industry, we've got where we separate out and we don't visit, and we got to join back together. And you got to get on a team to beat Santa Fe. We got to get a team that works. These kids aren't Democrats or Republicans. They're just kids. They're not white, brown, or black. They're kids, and there's God's gift, and we got to fight for them every day. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it on the school board or off the school board. I'm going to be in there in the fight, and I know them other guys with me are in the same fight. And I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm probably not very good at this, but
I think you're doing great.
I will fight for
fine,
kids.
Isn't he, Seliah?
You just got to kind of say what's in your heart and live the life. I mean, I'm Artesia. I love the people. Some of them moving to Texas for a reason. I love Artesia, and I'm going to fight right here and die right here, whether it's the Alamo or whatever. I'm staking my flag right here and going to fight for our kids, because all kids can't move or do this or that. We got to